What's up, guys? It's Grayson and Ashley here with our full-time adventure, and today we're doing a new video, and the topic of the video is what?
Why we got a truck camper. So if you have been following along at all, you know that we had a 40-foot fifth wheel, like one of the biggest ones that you can get, and we decided to change it up, and we're going to give you some of the reasons why, and then we're also going to let you know what we think so far because we have had it for almost a month now. So Grayson's gonna start off with reason number one.
So, reason number one, let me turn off my sound here because last time we filmed something, my phone was going off and we had to start and stop and start and stop. But basically we made some money doing this setup. Our 40-foot fifth wheel, we were in it for $21,000. Thank you, Oreo. The rest of the money was insurance money, so it was not ours at all. And we sold it for $26,000. So we did make about $5,000 there. Which, if you think about it, I mean, paid for one of our items, not one of our items, but almost fully paid for the cargo trailer, which is nice.
Yeah. All right, so number two is we just want it to be smaller and to take up less space and be more efficient. So like, for example, if we go to Walmart, we can take up 2 spots lengthwise, like this way, instead of going across the spots, because before we would take up like 8 spots, which we never really had any issues, but it just is a little bit annoying at times. So we just want it to be smaller, more compact, more efficient.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of goes with the next one. And, 40-foot fifth wheel, we kind of got everywhere we wanted to get, but we had to it was just hard to get sometimes places, and it was stressful. So we'd have
to plan and read all the reviews and stuff, make sure there were pictures of RVs close to our size.
Yeah, so it's basically, we got this to be able to get the spots more efficiently. We can make U-turns if we have to. We can get out of a spot if we need to. Obviously, it's still not that easy yet because I'm looking at it now, the cargo trailer needs a lift. It's not a lift, but an axle flip, which will give it about 6 inches of clearance, which is a lift, I guess they call it. But yeah, I mean, and the truck needs a little bit of modifications. It needed it with the fifth wheel, but just to be smaller and to get to more places, I guess, more efficiently, easier.
All right, so another reason why we did this setup is because we knew that we could also get a cargo trailer, which we did do, and we're going to be turning that into more living space. We still don't know for sure what it's going to entail because in our last video where we were showing it, we talked about what we wanted to do with it, and we still do have like the same vision, but it's kind of changed a little bit after like a month of living in the truck camper and realizing what we do need and what we do not need. But the plan is still the same, to extend our living space and to have the back part be like a garage, to have toys and stuff like that. And
we also got this set up because we've been planning with a lot of our friends that travel to go to Alaska next year, and with a 40-foot fifth wheel you can get there, but you're staying in a campground. And if you know us, if you follow us, if you hit that thumbs up button, if you're subscribed and you have the bell turned on, you would know that we only boondock. We only wild camp. And when I say boondock I would say includes like Walmart, Cracker Barrel, things like that. But wild camp is like kind of where we are now. Like, we boondock where there's no power besides our generator, no water besides what we have. And so with going to Alaska, we don't really want to be in campgrounds. I don't want to be spending money to be in campgrounds. That's how we travel, is not spending money to be in campgrounds.
Yeah.
So we basically got this set up to know that we will be going to Alaska next year, and even doing the East Coast after this, like all the way up. There's not that many wild spots, and when there are spots, they're like small spots. So we didn't want to have to, like, you know what I mean? We basically know we're going to tighter spots. We're going to Alaska. We're going to places like that. So that was another reason as to why we got this set up.
Yeah, so the next reason is to get better gas mileage, because when we were towing the 40-foot fifth wheel, 16,000 pounds, what were we getting?
So we were getting like 8 miles per gallon. I think this is one where I talked about, we'll talk about it next, I think 1 month in, it didn't make a difference. We were getting about 8 if we're lucky, uphill 4, downhill 10. We were averaging for a while like 10 or 11, and I don't know what happened, and I don't know where we got 8.
And stuff
The
like
tires and things like that. So we started getting 8 miles per gallon for like a long time, and it literally doubled our expenses of living.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, that goes on to our next one, I think, or the next spot. So
Did you say what we're getting with this now?
Depends. It says average of like 11.1, but we're also we were getting 13.5 with just the truck camper. With the cargo trailer, it's a little bit less because we have stuff in there, but we still need to go through some stuff. So.
And it's still much better than.
Yeah, still much better than 8. So. Yeah. Oh, so this kind of goes into our next one. You know, we had the fifth wheel, and we were mainly outside anyways. So having something that big made it comfortable for us to be inside, which kind of defeats the purpose of what we're doing. Not that we don't enjoy both inside and outside. It's just we kind of travel to see the world, not to see the world from the inside of our camper. And depending on where we were, it kind of you can get comfortable. You know, if there isn't much to do, it's easy to make things to do. But if you're comfortable inside, it's not really.
Hang out inside.
You just hang out inside. So kind of like when you're home and you have those bored days, you know, you kind of just hang out because you're bored.
Mm-hmm.
So.
1 month in, and what do we think so far? So it's definitely saved us money. This also has to do with the gas. Because our fuel now lasts 7.5 hours on travel days.
So that goes back to that one question: did it make a difference?
Oh yeah,
because
it's made a huge difference. 7.5. I mean, it went from 4 hours of driving, maybe on a good day, 4 hours, and we'd have to fill up our tank, which costs a lot, like $120 depending on how much diesel is. But now we're able to drive for 7.5 hours, so it has almost doubled our drive time, which has been, I mean, life-changing already. Like, in the month, we've already saved so much more money compared to, like, months before. So that's been, like, a really big...
If you know much about us, we don't really like to drive more than a couple hours a day whenever we do move. So basically, we only fill up, like, every 3 days opposed to every single day.
Mm-hmm. And there have been times where we have driven long days and have had to fill up twice.
Yeah.
Which really blows.
Not with the truck camper, but with the fifth wheel. Because
Mm-hmm.
we can drive 7... We drove from Minnesota to Michigan, 1 tank, and we still had fuel left over. So, I mean, it's not that far. I think it was a 5.5 hour drive or something like that, and we still had fuel left over to drive 2 hours the next day at least. So that was nice. We've been driving almost daily to get home, 1 to 2 hours to get home to Florida, and we haven't really stopped to get everything out of the cargo trailer or anything. So we're still kind of adjusting to the size of the rig that we went to, or that we've gone to, because we went from the largest, or about the largest, to about the smallest. Yeah. There is smaller, and there's larger than what we had, and there's smaller than what we have. But for us, the adjustment seems like from the largest to the smallest.
Yeah, it's pretty much right there. So the next one is, it's been really nice having everything with us at all times. Like, literally, if we, like, there have been multiple times where we've been like, oh, I forgot something, and then we're like, didn't actually forget it because it's right behind us. We can go get it at any time. It's been nice being able to just have, like, extra clothes with you all the time, extra bathing suits, just want to go in the water, have the dogs with us, have our kitchen with us. Like, it's just been really nice having everything with us at all times.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 more points here that go along with that. We eat out less because we have our kitchen with us, so that saves us money. Mm-hmm. And then we have our pets with us, so we don't have to worry about leaving them for too long, which is a big thing with the fifth wheel, because you're like, oh, let me drive 2 hours away, but oh, my dog's not allowed. So you're driving 2 hours away to spend probably 2 to 3 hours. That's 5 hours, and you drive 2 hours back. That's 7 hours. They're home all day.
Yeah.
Which with the 40-foot fifth wheel is fine.
But the little one needs to go potty.
The little one needs to go out, and like the lack of attention, we just felt bad. So now they're always with us. Sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it's not. But it's, I mean, like we have said in most of our videos, or some of our videos about the rigs, there's always a give and take with these rigs. There's always a benefit here, but maybe that benefit could be not a benefit sometimes, or a con.
Yeah.
And then this also goes into one of our other ones, a lot less spot planning, besides the fact that we're in Florida, which has no spots.
Yeah.
We kind of know we'll fit anywhere. Even if it says tents only, we can probably make ourselves fit in the car parking spot for the tents.
Yeah.
And worst comes to worst, we'll buy a tent to put up on the site and be like, that's where we were sleeping or whatever. But I mean, I think it's been very beneficial. It's been a lot less stressful. Besides that, I mean, we had to do some mods to make it, not mods, but we had to do some add-ons like the AC and stuff to make it a lot more livable. And we didn't use the AC in the fifth wheel much, but we also weren't in this temperature for too often. So a little bit like this humidity and stuff.
It's been really
so
hot.
I mean, overall, I think it was a great switch. We're still really adjusting. We can do another video at 2 months, in 3 months, and 4 months, because Alaska's like next summer, and it's summer now, so we're just kind of ending. It's pumpkin season now.
Yeah.
Comment down below if you like pumpkin season. I'm a big pumpkin season.
I wasn't until I met Grayson, and
I'm
now I'm like
big
everything pumpkin.
Basic. Yeah. But we appreciate you watching the video. I mean,
yeah.
You have anything left you want to say to our
No, I mean, I agree with you.
family?
I think that it's just been like, it's great trying new stuff. And also another reason I just thought of right now that we didn't write down, we do plan to have kids within the next however long, whatever it is. So we wanted to go smaller before it was kind of like we have to go bigger again. So that's another reason why we did this. But I think that it's just a big adjustment. It really is. And I think it's been a little bit hard because we haven't been in one place long enough to get organized, to redo it all, to make it like look the way we want it to also. But I think that once everything's organized and it's painted and we do everything that we want to do, I think it's going to be a lot more, I don't know, I think it's going to like be more exciting, I guess, to me. But so far, I think that we did make the right decision, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I don't really...
We have seen people with kids with rooftop tents and stuff. Maybe it'll take some convincing.
I don't know if that will be
But I don't know.
us.
I mean, we'll have to rebuild the cargo trailer the proper way or something. I don't know. Or take everything out of the truck camper and make that a hauler and get a bigger cargo trailer. I don't know. We really don't know. We're trying to...
We just want to try everything because you can't knock something until you try it. You can see it, you can have people tell you about it, but unless you do it for yourself, you don't know what you would like about it, what you wouldn't like, and you might, you know, find yourself liking something more than you thought. And that's kind of why we're trying different things, and we will continue to try different things because we want to find what we like and be able to actually relate to
everyone.
To everyone.
Yeah, we also plan on doing this kind of indefinitely. So it's cool. I mean, we've tried them out pretty fast. Like, we've had a travel trailer, but we didn't travel full time with it. So we have to. We'll probably have to retry that.
Yeah.
We didn't travel full time with that at all. We traveled with only fifth wheels, really. So this is really, and if you think about it, it's our second setup that we've traveled full time with. And truthfully, I would like to try a van. I would like to try a schoolie. We're kind of straying away from RVs. Not saying this one's built great, but most of those ones that roll behind you on the ground, fifth wheel, travel trailer, even Class A's, we've seen them pass us on the highway and they're like falling apart, and it's like a Tiffin, and I'm like, that's supposed to be like the nicer brand. So we're trying to stray away from other RVs, just because they're not really built the best. But now we're just kind of scrambling on to a whole nother video.
Yeah, sorry.
But make sure you're liking our videos. Make sure that you're hitting the bell, because that really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're showing your friends and family, because more people than you think are interested in full-time travel and what people think and what lunatics like us who do it think about it and how we do it. So as we always say, or as I always say, stay tuned for the next one. Peace out, guys.
Bye.